Can you imagine a world without numbers? Numbers are so important to our life. We use them to count, such as quantity, money, or discount. To measure the size, time, and days. To labels such as phone numbers, credit card, or ID numbers. So today our topic is to talk about the magic secrets about numbers. This is table of content. First, we talk about the origin of numeral system. In the second part, we focus on odd and even numbers and life examples. Last, we will move on to prime numbers and how prime numbers work in our life. Origin of numeral system. Back to the history of numbers. Early humans counted animals with hands or tally marks made of bones. Tally marks are also used to keep record of the elapsed time, such as number of days. However, there's a problem with tally marks. Each symbol was repeated as many times as necessary. A number were added together and hard to record higher numbers. So finally, a better invention of numeral system was created. It's called Hindu-Arabic numeral system. It's invented by Indian mathematicians and adopted in Arabic mathematics. The design of each symbol represents the number of angles. For example, 1 has 1 angle, 2 has 2 angles, 0 has no angles. The symbol and the concept of quantity match perfectly and has become the most important part of math today. What are odd and even numbers? Odd numbers are those numbers that cannot be divided into two equal parts and can be expressed in the form of 2n plus 1. Even numbers are those numbers that can be divided into two equal parts and can be expressed in the form of 2n. But how about 0? First, it's divisible by 2. Second, it's a multiple of 2, so 0 is an even number. Here are some rules for calculating odd and even numbers. Odd plus odd is even. Even plus even is even. Odd plus even is odd. So is subtraction. Odd times odd is odd. Even times even is even. Odd times even is even. Let's give it a try. Is the answer odd or even number? Even times odd, the answer must be even. Odd times odd times odd times odd, the answer is always odd. Odd numbers often hide in nature. What do you see here? Most wildflowers have odd number of petals because they follow a scientific formula called Fibonacci numbers for a better efficiency of growth. So it's easy to find odd numbers of petals in nature. Odd numbers are also important in art and design. We usually put odd numbers in still life painting, flower arrangement, and photography. An odd number of details produces a more interesting and visually pleasing composition, which can capture people's attention more effectively. But where are even numbers? In addition to shoes, socks, chopsticks, even numbers also play a big part in geometry. If a shape is the same on both sides, it has even count of symmetry lines. Odd and even numbers are applied in different marketing strategies. Goods packed in even quantity are easier for allocation. However, odd quantities and weights create difficult comparison effect. Those companies don't want to make it easy for you to compare their product based on price because they're not the cheapest option. So sometimes they choose odd quantities and weights to make the calculation harder. Another example is house number. house numbers are odd on one side and even on the other so that people can identify the address easily on which side the building is and the direction of road. Some trains and theaters have seat numbers odd on one side and even on the other. Such design makes it easier to find and to organize seats efficiently. Odd numbers and even numbers are interesting, right? Now let's look at prime numbers. What are prime numbers? Prime numbers are the numbers that have only two factors, one and the numbers itself. For example, the factors of 7 are 1 and 7, so 7 is a prime number. If a number has more than two factors, it's called a composite number. Let's look at some fun facts about prime numbers. Is 1 a prime number? No, 1 has only one factor, so it's not a prime or composite. Is 2 a prime number? Yes, it is. It's the only even prime number in the world. It's interesting that 1 to 100, there are 25 prime numbers. 100 to 200, we have only 21 prime numbers. As numbers increase, there are fewer prime numbers because there are more factors that go into greater numbers. Will prime numbers disappear? The answer is no. Number of primes is infinite by Euclid. So far, the largest prime number is 2 to the power of 82,589,933 minus 1. But you might be curious why we need to know about it. Because the application of prime numbers is really important. Prime numbers are used in RSA encryption system, which allows for the secure transmission of information. How it works is to choose two large prime numbers, P and Q. P times Q, we got the modulus n, which is used as part of the public and private keys. The formula is simple, but finding prime factorization is really hard, especially when primes are very large. Only the sender and recipient with keys can encrypt and decrypt the message. Another example of prime numbers is in nature. Periodical cicadas have life cycles of 17 years, but why 17? By emerging every 17 years, cicadas minimize their deadly coincidence. Most predators have 5 years of life cycle, so 17 times 5 is 85. Evolution teaches them to cycle at large prime numbers in order to survive. Isn't it interesting? So far, we have seen how mathematical properties of numbers applied in various situations to make our life better. Numbers, the most fundamental elements of math, have created magical contributions to the world. Thank you very much for your listening. Hope you enjoy. Bye bye.